Narcissists often resort to intimidation as a means of exerting control and maintaining their power over others. This behavior stems from their deep-rooted insecurities and an intense need to dominate their environment. By instilling fear and anxiety in their victims, narcissists can manipulate situations to their advantage, ensuring that those around them feel powerless and unable to stand up for themselves. Intimidation can take various forms, from overt threats to subtle psychological tactics, which can make it challenging for us to recognize the abuse. It can be one of the more insidious behaviors often used by the narcissist. This tactic serves multiple purposes, from asserting dominance to controlling relationships, and it can have a significant impact on those who experience it. Narcissists often display grandiosity, a deep need for validation, and a fragile self-esteem masked by bravado. Their worldview revolves around a sense of superiority over others, which can lead them to perceive any challenge or criticism as a direct threat to their self-worth. As a result, the use of intimidation becomes a key strategy for maintaining control and dominance in various social situations. One of the most common forms of intimidation employed by narcissists is verbal aggression. This can include shouting, derogatory remarks, and belittling comments. By using harsh language, they aim to instill fear and compliance in others, creating an atmosphere where their victims feel powerless and afraid to speak up or assert themselves. They also use nonverbal intimidation tactics such as body language and physical presence. They may invade personal space, maintain a threatening posture, or use eye contact to intimidate others. These nonverbal cues are designed to evoke discomfort and fear, reinforcing their dominance without the need for overt aggression. In some cases, narcissists may resort to overt threats, either implied or explicit. They may threaten to expose secrets, ruin reputations, or even cause physical harm to ensure compliance from their victims. This method works well because it plays on the victim's fears and weaknesses, making them more likely to give in to what the narcissist wants. Narcissists may also use gaslighting as a more subtle yet effective form of intimidation. By distorting reality, they can make their targets doubt their perceptions, memories, or feelings. This psychological manipulation can create a sense of confusion and helplessness, further setting in the narcissist's control over the situation. The motivations behind their use of intimidation are deeply rooted in their personality structure. At their core, narcissists are often driven by their fear of vulnerability, a need for control, and having to reinforce their false self-image. Because they fear exposure and vulnerability, intimidation can serve as a defense mechanism to maintain their perceived superiority. By instilling fear in others, they attempt to create a buffer that protects them from facing their insecurities. Intimidation can allow the narcissist to exert power over others, ensuring that they remain at the center of attention and that their needs are prioritized. By using intimidation to dominate others, they can reinforce their self-image as powerful and important. This behavior serves to validate their inflated self-worth, which sustains their ego, providing them with the admiration and attention they crave. The effects of intimidation on others can be profound and lasting. Individuals subjected to narcissistic intimidation may experience emotional distress, loss of self-esteem, and even isolation. They often suffer from anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. The constant fear of repercussions leads to a sense of helplessness and hopelessness, impacting their mental and emotional health. Over time, the repeated experience of intimidation can erode the victim's self-esteem. They may come to believe the demeaning remarks or threats made by the narcissist, internalizing these messages and doubting their own worth. Narcissists often use intimidation to isolate their victims from friends and family, creating a sense of dependency. This isolation can make it even more difficult for victims to escape the toxic relationship, leaving them feeling trapped and alone. For those who find themselves in relationships or situations involving narcissistic intimidation, it is important to establish clear boundaries. Reaching out to trusted friends, family, or mental health professionals can provide much-needed support. Sharing your experiences and feelings can help validate your perceptions. When you have a clear perspective on what is actually happening, you can gain inner strength to navigate your way out of the situation. Keeping a record of interactions with the narcissist can also be helpful, especially in instances of gaslighting or threats. Documentation can provide clarity and serve as evidence if the situation escalates. In conclusion, narcissists use intimidation because of their own insecurities and need for control. But understanding why they act this way is important for coping. By setting boundaries, seeking support, and prioritizing our peace, we can regain our strength to help cope and deal with the difficulties of narcissistic intimidation. Being aware of these tactics can help you escape toxic situations and build healthier, happier connections with others that are worth your energy. If you enjoyed this video and it was helpful to you in any way, please support us by liking this video, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Thank you.